What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Christian Hannah Horror here today with another video. Today, I was sitting on the couch just a little while ago. I wasn't really planning on making a video today. It was going to be one of my off days. But you know what? I had something come in my mind, and I've got to talk to you guys about this. And, it's not a video that I have an answer for. It's really a video that I just have a question about, and I'm coming to you guys because I want to discuss this with you. I'm sitting here, I'm looking on Bloody Disgusting, watching my shows like I usually do every night when I get off work, do my thing, come home, eat dinner, and just relax. And I was thinking about something. I've seen a lot of stuff about the new It movie, about these toys coming out and things like this and things like this. And it popped a question in my mind. And, that question is, really, the success of the reboot or remake of It, whatever you want to call it. I got derailed because I called it a remake instead of a reboot, which I think I understand the difference, but not a whole lot. But that's besides the point. Call it what you will. The new version of It. I was thinking to myself, is this going to be good for the future of horror or not? And I don't have an answer. Here's why I posed this question. This is where my train of thought is. And I'm going to see if you guys follow me on this. I feel like we just got out of more or less the, paranormal and exorcist phase. I think it was more so exorcism type movies and then paranormal movies big time. We had a lot of, paranormal films and dolls getting possessed and Ouija boards and this and this. And we used to have The Exorcism of Emily Rose and tons of movies like that going in the theaters all the time. And people really started getting bummed out because it's like, okay, let's do something different. And don't get me wrong, we have those different things come out. It's not to say that everything that comes out is a paranormal or a exorcist type movie. But that's like the trend that was going on. And I talked about this in my 1990 horror retrospective video. I feel that it seems like there is more or less a domino effect in success of a big horror movie. And we saw that a lot, obviously with the slasher films and things like this. And I kind of feel that happened in the early 2000s when you saw Texas Chainsaw get remade. I think it did fairly well, enough to where all of a sudden, between about 2005 to about 2010 or 11, maybe even 12 so much, we got this remake onslaught. And I don't want to say that I'm a person that just wants to dislike every remake that comes out. I really like to take things movie by movie, basis on basis. But you look back, I remember when the Halloween movie was talked about being remade. Obviously the horror world wasn't what it was now, especially on a YouTube platform and things like that, and there really wasn't a Facebook yet. I think it existed, but it was really word of mouth and things, word on the street. And I remember having friends that really were diehard Halloween fans that were upset about it, didn't want this to happen. Just why are we touching these classics? And not to get on the topic of Halloween, but that was one of the movies that got remade. Then all of a sudden we started getting, we got Friday the 13th getting remade, and then we got Nightmare on Elm Street getting remade, and Fright Night getting remade. We had a pretty good number of remakes, and it was a popular thing to do. Was, hey, what other horror franchise can we reboot? My Bloody Valentine got remade. The Fog got remade. There's countless movies. It was a remake phase, and we got out of that. And I don't want to really just blame Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but there was a catalyst for sure, and then Hollywood started picking up on this trend. This brings me to, back to the remake of It. First thing I want to say about the movie was I thought the movie was fantastic. It was fabulous. I don't necessarily want to say, I liked it better than the original. I think if I watch it again, I'll definitely be more sure about this. They're so dead even to me. They're both fabulous movies. I will say this. There was one thing I noticed about It, especially when it was talked about and we were finding things out. I didn't see much backlash for the remake of It. I really didn't. I mean, I checked Facebook a lot. I was in a lot of horror groups. I didn't see much backlash at all for this movie. And I don't know if it's just because the majority of horror fans don't put Pennywise on the pedestal of Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th franchise or Halloween. Or maybe it's because it was a television movie, or, I'm not sure, but, the backlash that I saw from remembering when Nightmare on Elm Street got remade, and oh my God, why are they doing this? Can't somebody have an original thought? Redoing movies like that, and why are we doing My Bloody Valentine? Why is this getting remade? This is pointless, etc., etc. I didn't notice that so much with it, and I'm not exactly sure why. And that's not a bad thing. It was actually quite refreshing for me to see a lot of positive feedback for this movie. But I wonder, what happened, and it was so exciting, and it was so refreshing for me to see the fans take this movie and embrace it. And I'm very excited and so glad that it killed at the box office. But it does pose the question to my mind: could this be a catalyst for another remake phase in Hollywood? On one side, I'm thinking to myself, well, yes, I wouldn't be surprised if we started getting more movies getting remade. But at the other time, on the other side of my brain, it's saying, well, everything's pretty much been remade, so I don't think so. Maybe it'll just be, horror will go back in an old school direction. There's many things that can happen. But it does pose the question in my mind, and I don't know the answer. So that's really why I'm making this video, is to really discuss with you guys, what are the possibilities from this? What is going to happen because of the success of this movie? Because that there will be, some coming of something to happen because of the success of this. So that's really my question, and I want to get your guys' opinions on this and thoughts of what's going to happen because of the success of this new It movie. I know it comes out in a couple months. Can't wait to rewatch. I think it comes out in January. Can't wait to rewatch it. So there's that. But that's my question, guys, and it's not a negative question. When I say, I don't mean it in a negative way. Was the success of this movie good or bad? I'm really just trying to process, what could happen from the success of a reboot or a remake or whatever you want to call it. So that's my question to you guys. Please drop a comment below and tell me what's going through your mind when you think about this. I'd love to get your feedback. And as always, this is Christian Hanna Horror, and we appreciate you watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you guys. See y'all next time.